Yo, what's up, YouTube? Everybody on this platform. Yeah, another vlog style video for you guys. But today we're going through a shift, a shuffle. I call it the social media shuffle. Because while there are, a lot of people who just really don't care, and if you fall into this bracket, don't worry about it, then this video is not for you. But if y'all don't care about being on Facebook and on Twitter and what kind of information is shown on those platforms, you're okay, you're fine and dandy. You just like looking at cat videos and sunset pictures and stuff like that. You're not involved in that in the whole ruckus that's going on online on social media right now, involving politics and point of views and all that stuff. Don't worry about it. This video is not for you. But if you are somebody, especially one who really advocates for free speech. You don't want to be censored. You don't like platforms that censor a lot of things because you would rather just have the truth and not someone's narrow point of view. Then I've selected three apps that could be a suitable replacement for three of the top major platforms. Okay, so the first one, I call this one a replacement to Facebook, and a screenshot will pop up right now. There you go, of what the platform looks like. Now, this one, I forgot what the name is called. I believe it's just called like Tillor. Could be wrong. As I just discovered this one today, so I am going to just kind of reference this, and don't mind this. This place is just like crazy. But Tillor.com, I believe is what it's called. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Tillor.com. And this one, I would say, I just found out about this one today. This one would be what I would consider to be like a suitable replacement for Facebook. It's got a lot of same features that Facebook has. The ability to obviously post and share your thoughts in a microblog. You have the ability to upload photos. You have the ability to upload videos. You could create groups, pages. You could also live stream on it. Like, you can live stream like you would on Facebook Live. It has pretty much a lot of the same things that Facebook has. The difference is that the creators of Tillor have already made open statements to say that in no way would anybody be censored unless it's detrimental, right? So no illegal video content, no illegal photo content, and no death threats and stuff like that, and you'll be fine, But if you're sharing an opinion, whether, you're liberal or conservative, whatever, you will not be silenced. You will not be silenced at all. They will not ever mess with they wouldn't have like an algorithm set in place to look for keywords that are like political and stop them from being seen. They guarantee that on their platform. So in my opinion, Tillor is like the closest one that even gives you that same feel and look of what Facebook is, just minus the you're going to think my way because I'm going to show you what I want you to see type attitude. So in theory, Tillor was my pick out of, and trust me, there's a lot of social platforms just springing up out of the woodwork that hasn't been spoken of. So I was like really surprised to hear about this one. And really this app, Tillor, is the one that inspired me to make this video today for those people out there who may be looking for alternative platforms to, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So yeah, definitely you guys want to check this out. Like I said, it's got all the bells and whistles that Facebook has. It's got all the bells and whistles, right? You could create photo albums too. One thing, before I move on to the next one thing that I thought was actually pretty cool was that you can actually post anonymously. So if there's a post that you want to share your thought about, but it's going to garner a lot of backlash because it's probably not the most popular thing to say, as long as it's not, bullying, like cyberbullying or anything like that, you can post anonymously and just say that. So like, this, for example, I can say for those people who are pro-life, if they are pro-life and they want to talk about, their views and thoughts about pro-choice, but they don't want backlash. They don't want somebody from their job to bring this up, because you know what? People do get fired from their jobs because of social media posts, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. You know, especially if on social media you don't put what company you work for, right? I think that, and side note, I think that companies that fire people because of a social media post that may be political or like a life point of view, if the person puts that they work for the company and it's in their bio, then yeah, I can kind of see where they're coming from on that. Like, you represent us, people know you work for us. But if nobody puts their job thing in their bio, then yeah, what you got to worry about? But that's just me. That's just me. That's just my opinion. Opinions are like a-holes, and everybody has one. I'm allowed to have one too. Yeah, so Tillor really being that one that really just, really looks like Facebook. So to me, that's my pick for Facebook replacement. Now let's move on to Twitter replacement. Twitter has been in some nonsense. I mean, they canceled former President Trump, which, you know what, whether you love the guy, hate the guy, whether you like what he says or you really hate what he says, to me, I'm just like, the people that dislike his tweets, why are you guys even paying attention to his Twitter then? Simply block him and you'll never see a tweet by him. But no, people are just on some weird levels. It's like they hate somebody's tweets, but they just have to go to their Twitter page and watch the Twitter feed. Crazy. It's like an addiction. But anyways, yeah, Twitter's just been on some next level stuff. Jack Dorsey just being weird. So I know people are looking for Twitter alternatives, and Parler would have been this spot. Parler would have been the Twitter replacement, but big tech showed their ugly fangs on how they can pretty much cancel anybody, including a company such as Parler, and they did it and showed the world that they can do it. They've probably been doing it in foreign places. It's just the first time this has really happened in the United States. They really canceled them out. So Parler would have been this, but a lot of people who didn't leave Parler, but they needed a place to go to continue on, sharing their thoughts in a microblog and everything like that, have gone to Gab. Gab is a alternative to Parler, but definitely a major alternative to Twitter. It's a microblogging site. You can post your thoughts. You can repost people's posts. You can share photo. You can share video. You can do just about everything that Twitter does. But Gab actually has Twitter beat in a few departments. There are additional things like Gab Tv, which you guys will see in this screen record that I kind of show you around the platform. You have Gab TV. Now, of course, it is subscription based, right? The free version, if you just want the free version, that's totally fine. You can be on there with the free version and just post your thoughts. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. But if you're an influencer, or if you want to start being an influencer on that level and making content, then you would definitely need to upgrade to a pro version to have access as a creator on Gab TV. Now, Gab TV kind of acts as a separate entity from Gab. It's kind of like Instagram and IGTV, but flip the roles. It's competitor to Twitter, not Instagram. But yeah, it's got some cool stuff to it. And I'm new to these platforms, by the way. I've created accounts on both Tillor and Gab, and yeah. So if you want to follow me, I'll put in the description. I'll put my handle names. You guys can find me on there if you guys want to and follow me. Real quick though, both of these platforms, Tillor and Gab, do not have an Android app or an iOS app. So there's no app in the app stores or in the Play Store that you're going to find to download in place of using a browser. That may be a downside to some people. Gab is, it's especially on Android. I can't say this for iOS, but I can say this for Android. Gab actually allows you to add an icon to your launcher, your home display, that acts as if it is an app itself. So it'll give you, a little icon with Gab's logo on it. You tap it, and what initially actually does is open up your browser and go straight to gab.com. And there, you post what you want to post. You be on there, read the feed, and everything like that. Now, of course, some people are going to report that Gab has been slow lately, and it actually has. They're building out their servers to hold more people on it, but that's because of the sudden surge of Parler users that have flocked to Gab. to continue on being able to post in free speech format, and not being censored. So yeah, with a surge of that many people coming in creating accounts on Gab, really kind of slowed them down. Um, and I believe when the news hit about Parler finding a new server to host them, it's the same server that hosts Gab, which is Epic. Um, so Epic's actually hosts Gab, and so yeah, that's a huge surge. Don't mind my dogs. It's a huge surge of people coming in there. So it's been kind of sluggish a little bit, but not terribly. But yeah, it's a great source to go to, the microblog, if you're really into that. I know a lot of people are very dedicated to Twitter and the 140 plus characters and whatever whatnot. You can do the same thing on Gab. I don't think there's character limitations on it. But yeah, you can post videos, you can post pictures, things like that. Same thing you do on Twitter, you can do on there. Thing about it is that you don't have to worry about that if you share a thought about a particular topic, that the platform they don't have an algorithm that's going to seek you out and shadow ban you. That's one thing they don't do. They don't shadow ban anybody. So yes, moving on to the next one, YouTube replacement. Now this is not as big as YouTube, and it's not per se in that format that YouTube is. But if you're a content creator who relies on monetization, this may be a spot for you. As we know, YouTube really has a censorship thing going on. And what's funny about YouTube is that they're very hypocritical about it, because the bigger YouTubers that got 1 million plus subscribers can bend these rules or even break them from time to time. But somebody with 11,000 subscribers or 500 subscribers will instantly get dinged for bending or even breaking these rules. So this site is called Minds, MINDS, and Minds.com. Now, this is an actual app you can download, okay? But I will tell you some caveats about downloading the app itself from the Android store and from the iOS store. This is not really a big caveat to it, but basically this thing you can post in text, so it's like microblogging like Twitter. You can you could post videos, and you can post pictures, right? So it's really just like a social platform, almost similar to Facebook and Twitter, with the combination of YouTube. So it's like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram all rolled into one, along with YouTube. Reason being is that with the videos that you post up on there, you do have the ability to monetize your videos. Now, there are two ways of monetizing on there, sort of. I mean, there's monetization and then there's membership. So you got two ways of doing it. And no, the beauty part of this is that you don't need 1,000 subscribers and 5,000 hours of watch time or 5,000 minutes of watch time. You don't need, there's no level of credentials that you need to meet in order to be able to monetize and get paid. With Minds Plus, there are, but to have membership, no. You can start a membership right away on Minds. Please excuse my dogs, they bark at everything. Chihuahuas. But with Minds, you can create a membership tier, right? And you can level it out. So really, when you think about it, Minds is pretty much like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, with a splash of Patreon, because you can set tier levels of what people pay monthly subscriptions to you for. And in that, you give them access. So there's certain videos that maybe you only want like your tier 2 people to see, and you can set it that only they can view it, because obviously they're members, they're paying monthly subscribers, so they have earned to have that. That was the deal. So you can do that. Like right now, I'm on Minds. I do have a membership team. There's only one tier, costs $1 a month to be a part of that tier, and it's called League of Shadows, as my handle on social media is Ghost Shadow. I'm not going to explain why I went with that name, other than, it kind of fits the bill for personal reasons. So, but yeah, I have a tier on there, a membership tier, and it's called League of Shadows. And if you join the League of Shadows, there are specific content that only those members will be able to see. However, I am going to post content for anybody to see, whether it's photos, whether it's a quick little blog video, or just a text post. It's cool. So Minds really has that on lockdown. Here's the thing, though. The caveat is that from the app, whether it's iOS or the Android app, when you click on somebody's post and you want to see comments, there's no access to comments. You cannot comment and you cannot see already posted comments on a post. But if you go to minds.com on the browser, then you can. I'm not entirely sure why they have it that way, where you cannot, do the comments or whatever, whatnot. I don't know if that has to do with the fact is that they're trying not to have too much where, big tech like Google and Apple can do some sort of control on it and kick it off there. Maybe they're not doing too much with the apps. Like they have the apps there for those that are just have to have an app to use rather than using the browser. But most of their focus is just on their website itself. That could be it, as they've seen what happened to Parler. But it's got some cool aspects to it. You can reshare posts, and I like what they call it. They call it Remind. So if you posted something on Minds and I thought it was cool and I wanted to share it to my timeline feed, if I click to share it on my timeline feed, it'll say that I just did a remind. And I know, pun intended there by them. But it's really cool. As you guys can see from these demos that I showed you guys around from each one of these app sources, they're actually pretty decent. I really think that, if you're wanting to get away from mainstream social media that controls a lot of the narrative that's said, and you want to be on a platform where you can say what you want to say and other people can say what they want to say, and you're really about that First Amendment free speech, then these are my 3 picks, replacements for Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And yeah, would be Tillor, Gab, and Minds. So definitely you guys check them out. I'll put a link in the descriptions to their site so you guys can go over there. If you guys sign up, I'll have my handles in the description so you guys can follow me. I don't have a lot of followers on there, obviously, because these are platforms that probably some people have not heard of. But I'm sharing it so that way people have a place to go to, those that are looking for places to go. So that's pretty much it for this video blog. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section of the video. If you guys enjoyed the info that I had to share with you guys, smash that like button. It really helps circulate the video. If you have not subscribed to my channel here, please do so. Hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when I do upload videos, even though the notifications don't really work. But that's it for right now, guys. Thanks for peeping today's video. Have a great weekend. As always, Law.